You would think beating Minecraft in only 15 in-game days isn't that bad, but there's one crucial detail you don't know. The only time I've beaten hardcore Minecraft took me 10 times longer, after weeks of dying in the most stupid ways possible. So I wanted to try to beat the Ender Dragon with only 15 days in hardcore. Oh yeah, I can't sleep either, so that's jolly. So I wanted to prove to myself I could do the impossible by making it past 4 levels that each get harder in only a few days or else. I honestly didn't see it going very well, but here goes nothing. Oh darn it, I need to move this down. There we go. I didn't want to do what I usually do on the first day. I really need some wood and food fast if I ever wanted to think about beating this. But there really wasn't anything to be found in this biome, so I decided to explore instead. I got a few sticks to start out, and then I found a village nearby which probably had way better loot. I'm trying to grab as much as I can since we only have 15 days and no time can really be wasted. With the exception of riding a camel for the first time, which was totally worth it. I don't know what you're trying to do, buddy. Maybe thinking villages or holy grails was a pretty stupid idea, but I'm still happy I don't have to worry about food anymore, which makes me a little more confident with how things are looking, at least for now. But there's still a big problem. I still need better tools. Goal is to go to the desert temple. So I'm going to try to loot the temple, and hopefully that puts us in a better spot sooner rather than later. When I dropped down, it reminded me of something pretty embarrassing but funny. The time I blew up as a kid and found out TNT were in the temples the hard way. At least it's better than only eating raw meat and thinking redstone was the only light source in this game. These chests were diabolical. It made me a little worried if I will have enough time to get resources and pull this off. But I did get a golden apple and some enchantment, which could definitely come in handy later. Now for the most important part. I don't have time to mine. So I'm hoping wandering around and stumbling on a usable nether portal will be enough. We need to go to the nether to get things to fight the Ender Dragon. I wasn't recording there in the first night since things got boring, but while I didn't find any more portals, I did find another village. Hardcore isn't very forgiving when it comes to mobs, especially when you cannot sleep. Maybe this village could help with that. Got an iron pickaxe. But like I said, things took a big turn. It took a lot off my chest knowing I could actually stand a chance against mobs now. I was able to wander around more at night since I might as well make the most out of not sleeping anyway. I even found a zombie riding another zombie, which I've never seen before. That must be new. Eventually, I stumbled onto yet another village. At first, figured it was worth a quick look if it meant beating this game faster, but I almost didn't believe my eyes when I opened the first chest. I was running over here because I saw this village, and I literally ran in here. Even though I almost died getting them, it was totally worth it. That is an insane find, I shall say. Insane find in the village. See, it still connects right here. Okay, so this is actually what we're going to use. With that, I was finally able to build another portal on day 3, but then something else hit me. My inventory is filling up fast, and I needed somewhere safe to store everything and survive these nights. This nearby wood would have to do, even though it's pretty ugly to me, and I'm also not very good at building. Doink, doink. Maybe I'm just not that creative. Sometimes it feels like I don't really measure up, but if everyone was good at everything, it wouldn't be as fun anyway. Speaking of worlds, it was time to head into another one. The Nether. Oink. I'm honestly pretty happy with how my little stack turned out. Even though it's orange and brown and stands out like an eyesore, it gets the job done. I'm finally starting to feel more confident with where I'm at, but I was missing something really important. Challenge. That skeleton biome is absolutely the worst and can just kick rocks with open-toed shoes. I needed Eyes of Ender to get the Ender Dragon, and so far I had 0. Getting them can be very dangerous but also slow, so I have to be very careful and hope it doesn't put me behind my schedule. Piglins can drop Ender Pearls, so I thought I'd try my luck with trading. Apparently, I never have any because he gave me the most useless blocks possible, and then he just wandered away. You booger. But not too long after that, I found another fortress, which honestly made up for it. Holding on to the carrots I totally didn't steal from that poor village. I tried to see how many blade rods I could get before losing my mind. I learned hiding behind blocks and hitting helps you get blaze rods a lot faster, especially when they cannot hit you. You really can't take any chances with how dangerous hardcore can be here. I also grabbed some nether wart, which ended up being way more useful in the end later. Cool. After a lot more blazes and a few chests, I finally made it out with enough blaze rods and my sanity almost intact. I felt a lot better knowing one of the most dangerous parts besides the dragon was done, but the nether wasn't finished with me yet. I still needed those ender pearls before I could even think about going to the end. I was aiming around 20 just to be safe, but I had to make sure I was smart with my time, using what I had. I made a small setup so endermen couldn't actually hit me, even though they did. They do a ridiculous amount of damage in hardcore, but things didn't go how I planned, which they never really do. Buddy, I'm looking right at you. I was in one of the best places in the nether for endermen to spawn, and it felt like they all decided to go hang out somewhere else. So I did the only thing I could. I waited. Some of the most valuable things take the longest time anyways. The internet makes us feel like everything should be instant, and I know I'm not always the best at being patient, but sometimes it's okay when things take longer than anyone makes them seem. I've been at this for so long. One of these pearls, like I'm just hitting them and just running over. Oh no. They just kind of ruin it. They're like party poopers over there. I actually got more ender pearls than I needed, and I learned it was better to go to the enderman first. Ender pearl wise, I'm now going to craft Eye of Enders. I can craft 22. Any risk of having to come back. What does that sound? I'm not sure if this netherrack really matches my base, but building isn't my thing, and this is a speed run anyways. I wasn't planning on just staring at the night sky. Not being able to sleep can really set me back in this challenge since every moment counts. I had already doubled my days because of the nether trip, so I was a little on edge about being ready for the end. So I tried to use my time well, and I looked for more villages. I almost died on the way. There were more mobs everywhere, and phantoms kept swooping down and hitting me when I wasn't paying attention. But I was hoping the villages would have something useful for the final fight in the end. A bucket didn't seem that important at the time, but it ended up saving my life later. The mobs didn't let me rest, but I was glad to have the bucket, and I felt like I was on a roll and really cooking with some gas here. But the thing is, to beat the ender dragon, I had to find the end portal first. And of course, it never hides in plain sight. This way. Oh. That booger doesn't hit me. Alright. I kind of just kept going this way until I give it another throw. Oh! Row your boat. So I made a boat out of whatever leftover wood I had, and I just started selling and selling and selling. Not trying to say anything, but I just found a mushroom island. Never found one of these playing this game. Oh, that way. Until one throw didn't move at all. Right next to the mushroom island I'd never found before in survival. Quiet. I've seen a mushroom actual in survival, so I at least got to do that. Mushroom. Did I almost drown it multiple times trying to get down there? Yes. How about these apples? Okay. Did I make it? Barely, but also yes. I was really proud of myself for even making it to the stronghold. I wish I could say it was smooth after that, but I had to fight through mobs just to reach the portal room. Gosh, I did not miss you guys. 9%. I'll try it. So many that while I was placing the Eyes of Ender, a zombie almost pushed me into lava, which was, yeah, not fun. Definitely a heart attack. Oh my gosh. But it was worth it to be able to find the Ender Dragon. Poop. The end. need that. I need a lot of this. I like keeping my inventory really clean before going anywhere. Only bringing the absolute bare basics ended up biting me here. At least I had a pumpkin. Are going in to the end. I spawned into a spot that surprised me in an awful way. Leaving me all these blocks behind was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. I got a problem. What is this spawn? It was risky, but if I could land a water bucket drop here, I might actually save this run. Chef's kiss. They don't call me Mr. Minecraft for nothing. I'm still not sure if it was smart or just really stupid. I honestly was pretty proud of myself, but my problems were far from over. I mined my way towards the Ender Dragon, thinking the fight would be way easier. I was wrong. You booger. I landed a few hits. He flew away. He healed. My health dropped. I kept swinging anyway. My hands are absolutely wet as a waterfall. And I learned third person makes it easier for me. It might not for you, but it did for me. And against all the odds, I finally landed the final hit. Somehow, a guy who never thought they could beat this challenge. Despite setbacks, fear, and frustration. This challenge, we beat it, I think, 8 days. This challenge comes from that one dinosaur. This was a blast to play. Even when everything in me thought I couldn't, getting over your doubt can be hard, really hard, but sometimes you just have to face it. And now that I'm feeling more confident, I'm excited to hear any crazy challenges you think I should do for a shout out. And in the meantime, I decided to test the worst games on Steam, which I'm excited for you all to see.